This is Normal Nerds Podcast, where two very normal dudes talk about very nerdy stuff. And what else do you like to talk about? I'm your host, Maxwell Freesy.
I'm your host who didn't see demonic conscription coming, Davis Bates.
This episode is our weekly manga review, so sit back, relax, welcome to the Normal Nerds Podcast. All right, Davis.
Yo!
Manga.
Yeah, it's our manga recap, and we got some good ones this week, as always.
Get ready for us to say, in this episode, in that episode, in that animation.
This is an anime podcast, primarily.
Yes, so we don't use the word manga correctly, but...
no, never.
Or anime correctly in this episode.
No, never. Almost never.
But let's hop right into it. Yeah, so we got 4 going over this week because Marshall King did not have one. So Bug Ego chapter
4 this time. We're working on chapter 4.
Yes.
I know we know we have more, but we're going to do one per episode till we catch up.
Yes, because they are quite long and they only come out once a month. So
They're like 4 manga put together, yeah. Not 2.
I would say pretty much actually looking at all of the manga, I think Bug Ego, Hero Organization, we're going to go over like 2 seconds.
Yes.
Kagurabachi, a little longer, and then One Piece, we're going to be on for a minute.
Yeah.
Because like
the whole world is right now.
Bug Ego and Hero Organization, like too much really didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So in Bug Ego, well, I mean, like a lot happened.
A lot happened, but it was like this was in essence a one-off episode sort of thing, with cool implications for the rest of the series. I don't think this is gonna get made into an anime though.
Yeah, when people are surfing poop.
Yeah, I was watching that. I was like, you had me. Like, this is still good. I'm gonna keep reading it. Obviously, it's hilarious. But
I enjoy it.
I was watching, and it's like, there's no way this makes it to the screen. Like, no way.
You think that's the anime's limitation?
I do. I think that is a limitation.
Poop?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They do blur it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's got to be weirder stuff in anime.
There's
literally an anime where 2 guys come at each other.
That is true.
That's not a JoJo either.
No, it is true. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. That's literally their fight is like, that's like what they're doing.
Yeah, it's sexual stuff, though. Japan loves sexual stuff.
That's true. It is pretty sexual. I'm trying to think if there's ever been poop in anime. There's like golden poops.
Mm-hmm.
But never really poop. Not that I can remember, at least.
Mm-hmm.
There's like jokes of poops, but never like, this was like a full-on turd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the only time I've ever seen it, and it wasn't human, was didn't Takemichi in Tokyo Revengers, didn't they dump some on his head or something like that? Or when the 2 main guys, when they like he got a bunch of garbage dumped on him.
And there's poop there?
I think
Maybe there has been poop in anime. We just never noticed it because they blur it out.
I think we would have laughed at it pretty hard though.
I don't know.
We are children.
I don't know. Maybe there has been. I don't know. Now that I think about it. I wouldn't discount that making it into an anime because they make everything an anime.
Yeah.
They make everything an anime.
Yeah. I did forget about the gun robot sperm thing. I think they're robots, aren't they? Is that a different anime I'm thinking about?
Is that a different anime where that happens too?
I don't know if it happens again.
This is not. There's no mechs in this. This is Ninja Kamui.
It's not Ninja Kamui.
Not Ninja Kamui. What's Ninja Kamui?
That's the HBO one that sucks.
No. It's a ninja show. No, you know it. Golden Kamui.
It's in Golden Kamui?
That's in Golden Kamui.
I was going to watch that show one day, too.
Yeah, right? Yeah, you look at it, you're like, that's got to be JoJo or something. Yeah, it's in Golden Kamui.
Yeah, I might not watch that.
So, yeah, it's like
I might not watch that.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah. But I mean, as a level, there's probably anime that has had poop in it. We just haven't watched it.
Maybe.
I mean, honestly, it's like one of those things, like, I don't know. We probably never would have read this. And then if it wasn't popular, like really that popular, and it got animated, we never would have watched it.
Probably, yeah. Be one of the ones. I don't know. It's funny though.
It is really funny, but there's like, I mean, there's probably funny anime that's like that's just completely forgotten because it's just funny,
Maybe, yeah.
There's so much anime.
There's a lot of anime out there, yeah.
So
maybe
much.
Very.
I mean, we watched like 7. We're watching 7 this season. There's still probably like 12 more that are out.
Yeah, and there's more coming out really soon too.
Exactly.
Like next month coming out soon. Which I saw. This is the manga part, but I think 2B Hero X is getting a second core, which means they might have a break this coming. I don't know if they have breaks or not. But it's like their second core comes out in July, so they might not have a break. It's very confusing how they're announcing this.
Or are they taking like a 2-week break and they're
If
like,
they're even doing that, or maybe the second cour just starts and they're be like, "This is second cour," that would just continue on.
just call
it's
it
like JJK did.
Just call it a season. Yeah, JJK did do that.
Yeah.
They did. I don't think they took a break. You're right. I think they just like, or like maybe there was like a week break.
Sure.
Yeah, and it was like
where
second cour.
Where they had the most egregious recap episode ever.
Yeah. So
that they don't have a control anymore. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and then they were like second cour, where it's just like it's a new arc, but it's the same season. Multiple things can happen in one season.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like technically One Piece is a season.
Technically, yeah. I guess technically.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Yeah.
I mean, they take a 6-month break.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like
continue the same arc though, yeah.
But once again, but when we look at that arc, we don't go arc one core, or One Piece Egghead, core 1 and core 2. We just look at it as one
Egghead arc. Yeah.
So
I'd agree with that.
But anyways, let's talk about this manga. I was very interested to see what he would have had to do, and it was not as ridiculous as I thought it would be.
Agreed.
That girl's super strong.
Yeah, super strong and super down with that.
I don't know.
She was very.
She's gonna come back around.
100%, I think so. That's a helpful hack though. Like pretending to be. Is it only work in that
I don't
location?
think it only works in that place.
I thought that was one that worked anywhere.
No, I think it just works there.
Ah, okay.
Or maybe it doesn't work anywhere. I don't know. I thought it was just that place. Maybe it does work anywhere. I don't know. That place sucks.
That place does suck. That's a horrible, awful place. I'm glad it shut down.
Yeah,
it's nightmares.
And the guy who runs it is a weirdo.
Yeah, he's really.
He's like, I enjoy doing this.
I enjoy doing this weird stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I was like, oh, it makes sense. He runs this place.
Yeah. He would be a fringe nerd, weirdo, Mary Shelley going place person.
Yeah, yeah. With his safari hat on when they're not in the safari.
That was funny. It's funny to see that Japan has those people too.
Mm-hmm. That's
that culturally has gone everywhere. But no, that was it was very interesting. It was very the animation. Damn it, the drawing, the art style of him getting out of the mask was. I enjoyed that quite a bit. It was very action packed, surfing the shit and all that stuff. But just like it was very cool to see that when the room was spinning with all the stuff. I was like, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Digging this.
I was like, I was very interested to see what he was gonna what it was gonna do. But when it was like returning everything ever, I was like, oh, that's actually pretty interesting.
Yes, and the shit was hilarious.
Oh, it was absolutely hilarious. I mean, this was a very funny chapter. Like I was laughing with most of it, even at the end when like the douchebag douchebag Jack guy gets stuck in it, and at the end when he's like, if you send that video out, I'm gonna kill you.
He's naked for no reason.
Yeah, his clothes exploded all.
Yeah, because when his thing got shot back into him, he just had to go.
Yeah. Which like it also was riding poop for some reason.
Was it?
Yeah, at the end, I don't know why.
He took a shit that day too.
You might have.
No, that wouldn't make any sense. Well, unless he took a shit afterwards, after the initial vacuum.
No, because it put everything. It sent back everything that you left there. That anybody left there.
Yes.
Oh, after the first bang. The first bang.
Yeah.
He could have.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But that was
our poop detectiveness.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, we're hyper.
When did he shit?
Did he go to the bathroom?
We need to know so he knows who gets to go first in Cards Against Humanity.
Yes, exactly. I did a random ass backstory for our bully friend too, which made me like even more that he was a nerd, and then like he was shoved into a locker room with this mask thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that is yeah.
It was like, oh, it's just sad.
Yeah.
And that's why you have this hair. Yeah,
I always in it more.
Me too. That'd be really fun. Like, I hope both those like dorks are.
Yeah. The girl definitely wants to be. She was like, "What is all those?"
Yeah,
stuff?
sure. What is that? What's going on?
They should expand the crew.
Yeah.
But I do like how these two are kind of getting past their whole the main short guy, grape juice guy, who's nothing like grape juice, is kind of getting past his like he just liked me for the hacks. He's just like we're just friends now.
Yeah, we're just normal friends. We're cool with that stuff. But wilder implications of the Notebook might actually be drawing people to hacks.
Mm-hmm.
That was when he's talking about that. I was like, oh, this got more interesting.
Yeah,
because now there's a will behind all this. And
that is true. And I think you're right at the top of talking about this episode. It's kind of like a one-off thing. Like if chapter. If this did get animated, the last chapter and the chapter would be animated all in one episode for sure.
The one where they escape from the evil dream?
Was that last chapter? Did they do that in last chapter also?
I think they did in the last chapter.
And they go to the museum.
I don't know. You might be right.
I don't
remember.
think they do
I can't
all
remember.
that.
It's so big.
Yeah, I don't think they do all that.
Okay,
I think
okay.
in the last chapter he goes over to his house for the first time, and that's when he like sees the page, and there's like there's a lot of goofing off.
Ah, yes, you're right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are right. You are correct.
What this chapter did that I liked for a second, I was just like, I was like, oh wait a minute, there's so much more to this.
I know.
I
know.
Wait, there's so much more to this.
It's like they did with chapter 2 when the monster thing in the dream. It's like there's a lot more to this manga, and I want to know it all right now.
Yes.
I'm very interested in the mystery behind the hacks right now.
I'm very interested to see what next chapter is like even going to be about.
Yeah. I mean, whoever draws this is king of making the dumbest faces ever.
Yeah.
The vacuum face had me dying.
Oh, I'm dying. I also love the like how some things are super detailed and some things aren't, and like you can hit a panel that's like really, really cool looking.
And the other ones are just dinky.
Yeah, and I think that adds to how good it is.
Yeah, I really do enjoy it. It's
The main character is also super likable.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
both super likable.
They're both great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, they're hilarious. They're hilarious. That's my big catch. But there's like, I don't know. Yeah, he is enjoyable. And like, he does the right thing.
Really respectful.
Yeah.
Ben,
Even going back for the bully afterward, it's like, I don't know if you're in here, but you might be.
Yeah.
And it has no way of knowing if he was or not.
That's true. And then he found out he was. And then our the smart one actually didn't do his project.
That was funny. What was your hack for this?
All right, ready to move on?
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right, now we are on. Once again, thank you to Feast for their recommendation.
Yes. Very enjoyable.
Kagurabachi, chapter
81.
81.
Yeah!
Nice.
Let's go. Getting better at this. I read them today. So.
I've read them today. As in, today is a Monday.
Yes.
In case someone saw that, you're like, I read them today, and it's like, say like someone's watching that on YouTube like a week later.
Oh yeah.
They're
Fair,
like, you just read these.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
This chapter rocked.
Every chapter rocked.
That's
Every chapter is
that's
amazing.
true.
We say that for every single chapter.
That's very true.
This one, it's Hiro Hiku. I think it's here. We're gonna go with Hiro Hiku. Oh, damn it, I had it.
Did you look it up or something?
No, I read it and I was just like, I remember this now. I know this name and I can't remember it now. Oh my goodness. White hair boy, main character or side character to our main character.
I'll pull it up.
Hiro. It ends in an I.
Hiro?
Hiku. No, here.
It's two syllables.
I think so.
Like that aggressively.
I think so.
Oh, of course.
I don't think there's a hero in it. It's Hikamori. Hikimori.
I thought it was Hiki. No. Oh my God. There's a bunch of great panels. None that are saying
know.
his name. Nope.
Hakuryu? No.
Yeah, that's close. That's
Hakari?
close. That's close.
It ends
That's
in a
close.
damn I.
Oh my God. Where is he? Where is it when his fake master shows up?
Which was awesome.
Everything
is awesome. This whole government sucks. They're so corrupted.
Oh, they are the worst. Wait, except for Hakari Sazen. Hakari.
I'm gonna forget that by the end of this episode. Hakari. Him just there's a million different things that happen in this episode. Let's try and keep it linear because I want to jump to the end so badly, but I'm gonna resist. Because the end was the best part ever.
Who do you think the mole was? Do you think it's one of the guys who run?
I think it's one of the guys on top.
Yeah, I think it's the main guy. I think it's the main guy who's doing it right now. Now he's not the main guy, but I think it's that guy.
What? Which main guy? The one that's fighting everyone right now?
No. Wait. What do you think? What do you think? But I meant on top.
Okay, the mole that got all of the he shot guy, whatever, the evil terrorists. The one that planted all the seeds of the people and got like, there's like, what, they said there was like 50 breaches or something like that, right? So
he didn't plant the seeds.
Correct. The other sorcerer did, but the
mole gave the information.
Exactly. Who do you think the mole is?
The guy who can see everything.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because
I thought you meant the guy fighting the executioner.
No, I think it's the guy who can see everything because Hakari does point out, he's like, wouldn't they be able to notice? Shouldn't they have noticed this?
The entire time
and I was
talking
like,
about that.
and like, they're like, oh, we're like figuring it out. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then like the one guy who's there with like the soothsayers, I don't know.
Seers.
Yeah, Seers. It's kind of, you can tell he's like, I don't know.
So time to figure that out now.
Something weird is going on here.
I agree.
So I think it's the one currently in the seat.
I would, you know what? I'm totally You could be totally right. That makes a lot of sense. That'd really be the only way that these people are getting by.
Yeah.
Because like, I think some character pointed out, like one of the non-computer people pointed out that like, how the hell did this get by? There's no way they should have gotten by.
Exactly.
It was Kubo's little poor guy, subordinate there, who wasn't a traitor that got killed. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
He was pointing out, it's like, how did this get by?
Oh yeah, it was one of the council members who's one of the high government members who's there currently. Talking to the seers.
Yes. Could also be on the High Council. It's one of those two.
But the only reason I think it is these guys is because like they specifically pointed out in this. They're like, shouldn't we have noticed this? And then they're like, who would know everything about everybody that's in this building? And I'm like, maybe the information room.
maybe the information team might have something to say about that.
And also just like they're like, we're figuring it out right now. I'm like, what?
Well, it's gonna be something stupid. Like it's gonna be like not something stupid, but it's gonna be like something. Could be that, or it's gonna be like the short old guy with the glasses, who everyone's like, like the manga is kind of pointing towards being
pretty
cool.
mad if that was true.
I know, because the manga's pointing that he's like kind of a cool one.
him.
Yeah, he's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you think Kubo is actually dead?
The fake master. I mean, his
gas mask guy. Yeah.
It is June.
For the Sacred Heart of Jesus Christ.
Sacred Heart of Jesus Christ. Do I think he's really dead? We didn't see him die, so it's just like I don't really trust the guy who's like, he's actually dead.
True,
It's like, are we gonna trust anything a villain's gonna say about anything?
Very good point. Yes.
But at the same time, if this was any other manga, I'd be like, oh, he's definitely not dead. But in this manga, I'm like, he could totally be dead.
That's why I can ask the question. This one's
Yeah.
He dead? I don't know.
I don't think he is because we didn't see him die.
That support, I feel so bad that subordinate is dead now, because that was actually an awesome subordinate, because he was like, nah, you treat me better than this. No one is allowed to go with him. It's like, bro, it's me. You know me.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, we have orders. And it's like, oh, wow, you're trained really, really well.
Really well.
That's really great. Dead.
Yep.
By Ninja Girl.
Yeah. Protecting Hakuri.
Damn it, we already forgot
Hakuri.
Hakuri.
Hakuri. Yep.
Hakuri.
By protecting him.
I did enjoy I do like the I'm always a fan when for transformation people, when their like face melts off.
Yeah,
I was like,
cool.
That's always kind of cool when that happens.
Cool.
What's her name? Blood Girl from My Hero did that. Crazy Blood Girl.
Hisoka.
No, that's from Hunter x Hunter. Hisoka?
No. Chi.
That's from Dragon Ball.
No, not. I'm just. Chi is. I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
Psycho Girl from.
Oh wait, that was.
I'll look it up. Now I got to remember.
That bugged me.
But anyways.
No.
Yeah. It's Toga.
Toga. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Toga.
Crazy Toga. But I did enjoy that kind of illusion thing. And once again, Hakuri. Yeah. Just ESOing it up like crazy. Mm-hmm. It was like, I haven't lost a beat at all.
That's another thing. When you say ESO, right? The shooting.
EISOU.
But you're talking about the shooting of the
force thing.
Yeah, it is so. Well, yeah, but it's just like emu. It's like, why would we not say ISO or ISU? Why does ISU make so much more sense? Just interesting to me. It's like, but anyways,
I'm not a linguist.
all over the place, and then getting saved.
Which means you might be totally right that Samura is gonna get talked to Jutsu'd.
Oh, I think he is.
Because if that guy's alive, a name I can't remember now, even though we really like him, the swordsman, the sword wielder who was really good friends with Rokuhiro. If he's alive, then that was pretty much the unforgivable sin that we couldn't get past.
That really was.
Now I'm like, you could be good.
I don't remember. They don't have.
Because now you really haven't done anything.
They didn't say his name in this one. Yeah, no, really, no.
When he came down, when he was running down the hallway, I was like,
let's go. Oh, which is pretty rare. You wouldn't expect that in this. That's a good twist because you're like, oh, he's dead.
which we probably could have seen this coming. We saw, after we figured out what the regeneration thing could do, we saw Chihiro come back to life. So
that's true.
It makes sense. And then once such a hero come back to life, and they revealed that the Phoenix regeneration was what did that. So makes sense that he could have done it to him as well. Which means Seimaru could be a guy. Woo!
Double agent status.
Yeah. Oh man, if he's a full on double agent this entire time, I'm gonna be like, damn.
Yeah, because your point is right. It's like it's really like the only really bad thing we've seen him do.
Yes. Yeah. That's we've had. I mean, you go back to watch other podcasts. We've talked about that.
I hope he is a double agent because that makes their like this. Because right now the sorcerer organization, like, let's be real, they're kind of winning.
Yes.
Against like the government at least because the government's so dumb. But then it'll make them look dumb too.
Yes. It would actually make the government not look like a disaster in this.
If they know.
If they know. If they know. If they know. Yeah,
I don't know if they know. No, they must if he's there. If
oh yeah, if he's in the building, yeah.
What was that guy's name? Oh man, I can't remember. And that manga is definitely locked at this point on the app.
Let's go to the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, but I don't want to look up anything. Oh wait, we're caught up on the manga.
Yeah, we're reading the source.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking it's like an anime. I think it's like anime.
It's a knee-jerk reaction. It's like I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was nuts. The anime, they like, I don't know, so much going on in this chapter too. It's like the villains were really detailed and drawn out well, like the ninja girl and the guy that can transform. And I absolutely can't tell you a single thing about them because I just was too busy trying to get to Hakuryu's pages and figure out what he was doing. Hakuryu. Trying to get to his pages and see what he was doing.
Yoji. Uruha. That's what everybody was calling him. Uruha.
So, oh man, and that's that he's alive and has that special white technique.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
It was super dope. I was like, let's go.
I know. I was so pumped when I saw him. I was like, I had to do a double take. So for a second, I thought,
what do you think the next chapter is going to be, though? Do you think it's going to stay here? Or do you think it's going to go back? Because remember how epic it was? Yeah.
I think it's going to stay here for at least another chapter.
I think at least another chapter.
And then I think it might jump back.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get to the Shinichi. And then once they get that.
And what was the other thing they had to protect? I was like, you jerks for cutting that off.
Probably the Swordmaster.
No, I'll pull up the panel.
So much was going on in this chapter. Man, this guy, I gotta give the author credit on this one. He packs a fuckload of shit into 17 pages.
Yeah, he does a really good job. They say, oh, it's like, anyway, there are 4 things the Kanunabi has to protect, even if it costs our lives. The Force Field's core.
Okay.
The Shinuichi.
Got it.
The Swordmaster.
Okay.
And we don't know.
And we don't know.
So I'm very interested to see what's that.
Was it not Hakuri?
I mean,
well, read the next panel. What does that say?
There is nothing.
There's nothing? Okay, never mind then. I just don't remember this. I was just guessing. Lovely. Great cliffhanger.
Yeah, so I was very interested to see what the 4th thing would be.
What else do they have?
There could be something else.
Maybe.
Or they could have been like, they could have been talking about Yoji.
Yeah, maybe.
He can
protect himself.
Maybe.
His sorcery's unlocked now, so
that's true.
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
whatever power he has that Rogue Hero picked him for. He must have been a good sorcerer before.
Let's move on.
Going forward.
Hero Organization, chapter.
I have apps 27.
Yeah!
Hey, that's a guess.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Nice.
I had no idea.
It was
fun.
It was a quick and easy one.
Very quick and easy, but it had some good information in it.
And we found out who the other mole is.
I know, our German friend.
Oh, what was her name?
Hell if I know.
Crap. They didn't even say it in this one, I don't think.
They said it on the last, the very well-drawn last panel.
It was very well drawn.
And the name was right there, and I was like, well, I was too busy looking at her sparkly eyes.
Yeah, that's what it was. No, she was fully clothed.
Yeah, just fully clothed. She had a cloak on. She was extra clothed.
Yeah.
But the Slughorn's little party there was fantastic. Yes. Mainly because we found out Lucia, comrade. Mainly because we found out that Slughorn's, I don't know his name, Slughorn's arms. Proudman. Oh man, it's so easy. Proudman, his arms aren't mechanical.
Yeah.
He's just that strong.
He's really strong.
With possible biometric enhancements, but
yeah. Well, I like he's like, those aren't He's like, those are real hands. He's really that strong. Maybe with biomechanics.
Something.
And I was like, so they're not real? I was like, if they're enhanced, they're enhanced.
Yeah, they're enhanced. Yeah.
But
it's still flesh. That's what he's getting at.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy because that means he's just a monster.
Yeah, but he's absolutely jacked. And also, I hate that when he draws him as like that, just pervy, just like, what is that in your pocket? Because he sent the backdoor into his computer file thing.
Yeah. I want that to be animated so bad. He's just like, everything's good. It's like, oh my
that didn't get me. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I was like, what was going on? And it was
He's like,
and then
what's this right here? Yeah. He's like, I noticed every little detail. And I was like, looking back, I'm like, well, you didn't notice the girl switching.
Yeah, well, you got bamboozled there, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to be saying about. But I thought it was cool. I wish I could have things I could upload in 4 seconds. My upload speeds suck. Our upload speed sucks.
Yeah, and we have really good internet.
Yeah.
But they're in the future. So.
They're in the future and on the moon and
they're
stuff.
in the military.
Blah, 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 blah. That's really the gist of the episode. It was very good, very like inside of Leo's head, which I liked. Mm-hmm. Got to find out that our top boy there, Golden Retriever, wants to go to the Crimson Squad, and he has connections there.
And he does. And then Leonidas there was like, he's like, me too, liar.
Yes.
And then the girl was like, I'm undecided. And I was like, of course.
I mean, Leo, I was sitting there thinking Leo could have just said that. So
he could have just said that. But when she said that, I was like, of course you are.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. Because you're the spy.
You can never pick where to eat. Always got to give your own options.
That's funny. That's very funny.
But yeah, and it's very interesting because she had that really tense face the chapter before. So I'm interested to see what she's about. And are we going to get a Maxwell special?
You want your love triangle again?
Love triangle. Oh, you know for a fact, Millennia is not going to like this.
Nah, she ain't going to be a fan of this one. She's going to be like, no.
And I can't remember.
I've already played my best card.
What's his name?
I liked your dad.
Yeah, what's his name? The short dude. Clint. Yeah. He's going to be like, this guy's walking around.
Yeah, this must be nice.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
All right, but let's move on to One Piece. Chapter. You got to get this one.
Why? 11.
Why?
41.
Wow, that was pretty impressive. 1150.
Oh wow, I was way off. Whoa, I was way off.
That's why I thought you were getting it. It was a pretty
Holy crap, I was 10. Wow, alrighty. Shit.
Anyways, doesn't even matter because this chapter was absolutely bonkers.
Yep, we have a new villain introduction again because this is when Emu or Moo or whatever.
It's definitely Moo.
It's definitely Moo. So I'm thinking the eye is like I saw someone put out online that they think that the eye is like Moo's Will of D sort of thing. Like it was like it's like the counter to the Will of D. Mm-hmm, so it's like so I think that might be. It's like this is or Moo or it might be Moo like his name's E and then Moo is the D.
That could make sense too.
Because he kept saying the power of Moo and I'm just like,
well, there's got to be something that if it is like that Oda has set up already.
Yes.
That if there's this is like something Oda would do. I'm not saying this is the thing because I don't know anything about music.
Okay.
Technically, but it's like the letter D on a keyboard played backwards or something is Moo. That's something Oda would do.
Oda would do some nonsense.
He would do some deep dive nonsense that like D in reverse engineered as like Moo or Moo reverse enginered as like D.
Really, yeah,
some insane thing.
So it's the opposite to all these freedom fighter people. Well,
yeah.
Not freedom fighter. Some of them are crazy and evil. But
who's evil?
Blackbeard is.
When you said freedom fighter, I was thinking the Liberation Army.
No. They're no.
Blackbeard's definitely evil. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Wherever he is.
What?
Wherever he is.
Wherever he is.
But anyways, yeah.
Penis Island.
Another thing too, I'm very interested is like Killingham and Sommers seem so unfazed by this happening.
Yeah, but they work with Gunko. I mean,
that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, is this like a common thing that happens to Gunko?
Possibly, yeah.
And does it happen to them, or does it only happen to Gunko?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Like, are Sommers and Killingham like normally aged, and Gunko is not? Because she has like some emu thing going on inside of her.
If she had,
her face is covered up, which is a clear indication.
If the memory is with Brooke from when he was alive, that's a long time ago.
Super long.
So it's possible that she doesn't age at all. I don't know because of what Emu did in this episode, where he was like making
How long was Roger a pirate?
I don't know, since he was like Ace's age.
What do you think? Like, I'm trying to remember, because Brooke called him a rookie, so that means he was new.
Yes.
And Brooke died around that time, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Because he didn't think Roger was anything important, so he had to have died before.
He's been dead long enough for his body to decompose.
So how long was Roger a pirate? And then he died. Well, how old was Luffy when Roger died? Dang.
Wasn't born yet.
He wasn't born yet?
No, because Ace wasn't born yet when Roger died. And Ace is older than Luffy.
Ace wasn't born yet when Roger died?
Remember that whole story with his wife and she like held Ace longer and that's what killed her?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Where she's just like, not coming out today.
Yeah, you're not coming out today.
For like a couple of years or something like that.
It was like a year and a half she was pregnant for.
That's pretty long.
That's a long, right? I think that's about right. Yeah, or something like that.
Okay, so and Luffy's like
Portuguese.
Luffy's like what, 20 something now? 20? He's like 20, I think. I think he's like 20.
I looked that up.
Not mentally.
He set out when he was like what, 17? Maybe. Age in One Piece doesn't matter until we actually need it in the timeline.
Definitely. Hey, he's 20.
Hey, good job, nice, sick move, 6 spins. That's awesome. No, so
let's imagine like Brooke died. I don't know. Like Ace was probably what, like 3 years older than Luffy,
sure,
or like 4. I don't know. Let's just say he was like 5 years older than Luffy, just to keep it.
Sure.
Because Ace did seem a lot older.
Sure.
So it's like 25 years ago. Let's say Roger was a pirate for 15 years.
Sure.
So that'd be like 50 years ago. So
sure.
I guess Sommers could be 50 years old.
Could be. Or they don't age as well. The problem is like, no, they have to age too, because Fingerland was a holy knight on God Valley and he was young then. And now he's old.
Yes.
Fingerland Garland, to be specific. And now he's old. So they have to age. And the thing that, maybe Emu, because Emu did talk about taking life force from the giants to turn him into the demon.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so I think Gonko, maybe the Emu thing. Well, don't they have Emu's like heal back ability?
The giants?
No, Sommers.
Yes.
So did he like stop aging at one point, kind of like Saint Saturn?
Oh crap! I don't know. That's a good question.
Because Saint Saturn like,
had the regen ability too.
Yeah, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't have it until he was old. Maybe you stop aging at one point.
That's also possible.
Because then Gunko, that would make a lot of sense for Gunko.
Is
that when she got like mood?
Mood.
I hope we coined that. When she got mood. It could have been like that was the age she was when it happened, and you just stop aging past that point. And we have no idea how old Killingham is. He's a fucking seahorse.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Oh damn, I don't know. You just opened up new layers of this for me, and I had no idea. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was too stuck on the devil wings. I don't know. That's a really good question.
Her face is covered up, which is clearly obvious. That means that someone would have recognized her. And
yes.
Brooke is the person that would have recognized her.
That is factual,
yeah.
Yes.
So, like, that's, like, the only reason her face is covered up.
And I think she has different color eyes, too.
Oh, does she? Interesting.
I believe that is correct.
But anyways, let's get back to what's happening real quick before we dive into more stuff. Anyways, so...
Elbaf's fucked.
Yeah, I don't...
fucked to hell.
You know...
It's just, this is one of those ones where I'm like, I don't know how Luffy and Zoro and Sanji are going to fix all this.
I don't know how Oda keeps doing this.
Exactly.
Because in Egghead, I was like, when all the Gorosei showed up, I was like... there's no way out of this.
Yep.
And which technically the way out was running.
They was running. And
they ran.
They did lose Egghead.
Yeah, they just ran.
Yeah.
How many fights did they ran from? They didn't run from Kaido.
Ines Lobby was probably the first one.
They ran from that? Yeah. They won that.
This first time?
What do you mean the first time?
When Kuma went, bye.
You're talking about Sabaody.
Damn it, I am thinking about Sabaody.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah, you got me.
Oh, Sabaody was the first time.
Sabaody
That
was the
probably
first
that was
time,
that was
yeah.
like the first time movie really
Straw
was.
Hats had
And then they
lost.
kind of lost a lot after that. Impel Down, they ran, but they had to. That was the whole point of
I count Impel Down as a win, though. Because
Green Ford, they lost, and that's mainly Ace's fault.
Yes, because there was one fucking task.
I know.
And Ace just couldn't.
And they all save Ace, and then Ace just goes. And then Akidu's like, Whitebeard's a bitch. And Ace is like,
lost
what?
They lost so much there.
Yeah, I know.
Because Ace was stupid. Anyways, so yeah, Marine 4 was the second loss. Because I count. They made it out of Impel Down, which
Punk
is
Hazard was a win.
Punk Hazard was a slam dunk.
Dressrosa was a win.
Also slam dunk.
I don't.
Whole
Cake they ran. Whole Cake they
Yeah.
ran. They ran in Whole Cake.
Because Big Mom was gonna murder them all.
Yeah, Whole Cake was ran.
Yeah.
Fishman Island is whatever. They won that, but who cares? The worst
Fishman
arc.
Island's a show of a strong
I was really funny. I remember me and you and Cody were ranking arcs, and I was like, because you always talk about how much you don't like. What's Gecko Morio's arc?
Thriller Bark.
Thriller Bark, but then you're like, nah, Fishman's worse. I was like, no,
Fishman is worse.
it is worse.
It does.
But anyways,
I don't like Thriller Bark because it's just too long. If
you-
Thriller Bark was like 10 episodes shorter, it'd be great.
so do you think Elbath is screwed?
I feel. No.
Also,
I think they have too much of a connection with the Giants to let it be screwed.
I think it is screwed,
Think?
but I don't think all of those Giants are going to stay demons.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the boys from the original is going to get turned back.
One Dory or Brody.
Yeah.
Brody. What did I say?
Dory or Brody, yeah. It's going to get turned back, and the other one's going to stay. So when it comes down to the big war, they're going to have to face off
Ooh, a
against
giant be giant.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd
Or
be
they might not
nice.
be fucked, or there might be Loki might just kick them off the island.
That could be it too, yeah. I
This
can
is
see
gonna
that, yeah.
Loki's going to do something.
Loki's about to go.
Yeah, he's going to do something.
He's
really
eating a bunch of food with Luffy right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some sad backstory or something real fast, and he's just gonna go. They're gonna lock him all the way because he's still chained up technically.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna go ape shit on everyone. Mm-hmm. Which
How do you fight this?
I don't know.
This black magic book that makes you pull out like a massive shotgun to
Yeah.
shoot someone's arm off, pretty much.
It had a bunch of weapons in there.
Yes.
And then just like can forcefully conscript you into a demon.
Yep.
Like I did crack me up. And Moo was like, we're just like, and we're gonna make a deal. You're gonna give me some of your life force. Give me some of your life force, and then you'll get about all this stuff.
You'll
and it's
live
like,
for eternity.
And Brody was like, "Fuck that, no way."
No,
and he was
I
like,
don't want to do it.
"Tough."
And I love how the transformation is literally just like like a turning
yeah.
over. Like I was like, of course you'd make it goofy.
Of course you would.
But that final panel of all the giants,
And the night
demons, specifically demons.
Yep.
They were very adamant that word, like the word is demons.
Oh yeah, it's the counter to the gods.
Yeah, which is really cool. I
Yeah.
like that. Like focus on. Yep, that's what it is. And then that, and then like all the dream.
Which Killiam talked about a portal
Yeah.
being open still, a nightmare portal, a dream
Of course,
portal.
of course.
This fucking seahorse fruit that can just, or Kirin fruit that can just do whatever the hell it wants.
Yeah, who knows?
It's one of those Zoan types.
He's
like,
a seahorse. I don't care.
he's a seahorse. Yeah, this is one of
Honestly,
those-
if he was a good guy, I'd be like, oh, he's
It's a
definitely.
Kirin. He's a
Oh,
Kirin.
Definitely.
This is one of those awakened Zoans that's like Luffy's is absolute bullshit in what it does.
It really is.
It really is. Like Luffy's is a mess to begin with, but friggin' this thing just does whatever.
You know what's so funny is like you think like like he did a good job of like Gear 5 like being introduced, and you're like, wow, what an increase in the power system.
Yeah.
But then keeping it still really strong.
Yeah.
The question is just like, who's gonna fight who? Because like he's did such a good job in this arc. Elbath is like, I think since Dressrosa, like One Piece's peak. I know Marineford is incredible. Maybe since Marineford. Wait, it's Fishman Island after Marineford.
Fishman Iron's ass.
Since
Fishman
Punk
Iron's
Hazard,
Okay, there you go.
since Punk Hazard, like it's just been nonstop, just peak.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Like I remember Dressrosa, I was like, this is the best arc ever.
Yeah.
And then Whole Cake, I was like, this is the best arc ever. And then Wano was like, this is the best arc ever. And then Egghead, I was like, this is the best arc ever. Which like with Kuma's backstory and the Gore's stronger. And Elbath, I'm just like, right now, I don't think this is the best arc ever. But this is going to be the best arc ever. Like what? What is happening?
I know.
And there was a line in here about the old king of Elbath.
Oh yeah, because Emu's whole thing was he was like, I'm gonna pick a new ruler for this island and make a deal with him because he's like very, very obsessed with the current system that they have of getting the rulers to do the stuff.
Yes. Yes. And also, like, Emu kept saying deals, and I was like, are you actually making deals?
Yeah, well, if it's deals like what they did to the Giants, no.
Yeah.
But Emus use those deals.
The nightmare holes remain open.
Holes. Is it this plural?
Yes.
Killing him.
And also, lead the line. I maybe you know this word, and I just don't know what he meant by this. Lead the line of whelps, Sommers.
Whelps?
Yeah, what are whelps?
Yeah, like pathetic people.
Oh, is that what that word was?
Yeah.
Okay. See, this happens.
So it's probably talking about the Giants
Nah, okay.
or something like that. Is that after the transformation happened?
Yes. Now,
Then
the question is whom will parlay using these whelps as bait? Which, like, that panel of Sommers' arm is just dope.
I know, it's torn to bits. Oh,
it's
yeah,
really cool.
Scott Pergavin's so cool.
Let's see.
Everything they do with Roger Pirates is so cool.
I'm just trying to find the line where they brought up. First of all, do you think that's like Domi Revers? Is that how would you say that? The ability that Emu used.
Domi Reverse was an I at the end.
Oh, didn't see that. There you go.
So it's like
oh,
reverse. Yeah, so the flip.
Yeah. Sorry, you can keep talking. I'm
Yeah,
I'm trying to find this line.
I'm interested to see. I do want to know. This is a side note to all this, real fast. That like with the Wheel of D, this is all written in Japanese initially, right? Because Oda's Japanese. So what is D like? Is this a character for D in Japan?
I mean, it probably just is like the letter D. Like
Okay.
it's probably the English.
You think it's just the English version
Yeah,
of it?
I think it's
Okay.
just the
I think
English
Oda's just the master linguist.
Why?
Because don't they have a different alphabet than us?
I mean, they have like a.
They don't have They don't do English. Isn't their main language? Over
No,
there.
they have like a. They're on a.
Kanji, right?
Yeah, it's like what's the word? Iconic is not the word. It means they use icons.
Got it.
Yeah, no,
Iconoclasm?
you do. What?
Iconoclasm?
No, iconography is the part.
okay.
How icon and iconography together. Those two words together.
Iconography?
Yeah, isn't that the word?
No, that's when you worship icons.
That's where you worship icons. I was thinking of something else, but yes, their language is like icon based, like Arabic and Chinese and stuff like that.
Pretty shapes and pictures.
But no, he probably just knows English.
Okay.
They all, they
I
take
guess that's true.
English.
English is like a standard across the
But it's like, understand this, Brogy.
Okay.
Thou wilt meet with Baird Hill Jural.
That's the old.
That's to fight
the old
that.
giant.
Oh, it's just to fight him. Okay.
Yeah, he's the de facto leader right now.
Who's like, I'm not turning around.
Nah, I'm gonna fight.
He's probably gonna be really cool though for a second.
Yeah, for a second, yeah, I'm sure, and then he might get torn in half.
Maybe.
That'd be one of those ones where it's like if Oda actually did pull a death out of a random character, that'd be pretty funny if it was him. They just pull the sword out.
But he's gonna do something really cool.
Probably, yeah. He's an old ass giant.
Yeah.
He's huge.
He's like, this guy's not an old man. That means he can actually do something.
It's insane that after.
I mean, this guy's not an old woman, so he can actually do something.
It's insane that Emu's taken over the two giants that have been Luffy's bros since like East Blue.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why like a lot of people are crapping that like Usopp's not gonna have hasn't had a big arc yet in Elbath. It's like this is obviously gonna unlock some like insane Usopp moment.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because he's gonna see those two guys and be like,
the
"Whoa!"
poor giants. Yeah, I just feel so bad. It's like they were such awesome allies, and now they're just like shit. Now they're gonna be the worst enemies.
I'm actually hoping Usopp does do something cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think Luffy will have to unleash some awesome hockey in order to break it. I think that's the only thing that can do it. So I think Luffy,
I wonder how
Gavin's
long
gonna have to teach him more hockey.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Because back when
is
Joy
there
Boy,
time to do this?
I don't know. That's a good question. When Joy Boy put the knot inside of Emma and Emma unleashed it, it's like it knocked the wind out. So hockey is Kaido wasn't wrong. Hockey is the key to everything.
It did mess up the Gorosei.
And so it did demonstrate, and then also demonstrate that there's a even greater level of hockey to achieve over. And like, do the Gorosei even?
I don't think Scopper's gonna teach it to him. I think Loki's gonna teach it to him.
Maybe something ancient with
because he's so old.
It's very possible too. How old's Loki?
He's got to be older than Scopper, right?
How long do
Maybe
giants
Loki's not that
I don't know how
old.
long
I mean,
giants live.
giant.
Giants live so long. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I know he has ancient giant blood in him, but I don't know how old he is. I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting. Do the Gorosei and the Holy Knights by extension.
I totally forgot this is.
Do they have hockey?
This is Loki. I totally
Oh yeah, the original Loki. Oh my god, the king of the fake out. In reality, he's just some fucking jack. They got the hair right.
That's true. They didn't? You mean Oda?
Oda did. Oda got the hair right. Yes.
So he's only actually 63, so he's not that old.
So that was like a 16-year-old to them.
I don't know if that's confirmed, but we'd have to look that up.
But so
And Scopper's 80.
my ass. I wish I looked like that when I was 80.
I mean, that's what it is.
I know. But I don't know if I can look through on some of this and try and figure it out. Do the Gorsi and the Holy Knights, do they have hockey? Because
They gotta.
why?
Right.
If hockey's a thing that like so
Because okay, I do think that the hockey power is enough to stop like emu things. Mm-hmm. I don't think it messed with the Gorsi's devil fruits. Mm-hmm. Because like it's just like it's one of those things like you can't have. I'm not saying all the Holy Knights do, but you can't have if Shanks, his brother, which I can't remember his name right now. Shamrock doesn't have hockey. He's a loser.
you used to have a devil fruit.
So
That could be their whole thing, though, that they have power through devil fruits,
yeah, but that's not that.
and that's how.
But I mean, Oda could turn that around.
That's how hockey will conquer the world.
But like, if you really think about
conquer them.
I think it will conquer Emu's abilities. Like it will.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
A devil fruit in essence. I think Emu's demon power is a devil fruit.
Yeah, but the thing is, the hockey that Emmett shot off didn't affect anyone else's devil fruits, and everyone else was devil fruiting it up. There's so many people with devil fruits at that time. I mean, Luffy was literally in Gear 5.
Wasn't he on the ship? Passed out by then?
Was he passed out?
They were off the island when Emmett did that, I think.
Oh, were they?
I think.
I thought they saw it happen.
They did, but everyone saw it happen. It was like a giant lightning blast on the island.
But there was other people with devil fruits around. There had to have been.
I mean, yeah, but didn't they get knocked out?
I don't think so. I think Luffy was like the only one who was like knocked out. Because he was coming out of Gear 5. Like Robin wasn't knocked out. Well, Robin
yeah, but what if
Robin
was she
injured.
using it?
Either was Chopper.
Was she using her power?
Do you have to be using your power?
I don't know.
I mean, Chopper's always using his power, and he was fine.
I guess, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
he's constantly using it.
Yeah,
technically, he has a passive. He has a
passive form.
Passive.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm
I feel like they have to have hockey because like it would make him so less weak. It would make him so weaker.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's got to be like, well, I don't know, because Sommers didn't do anything hockey level yet, and I feel like he had to at this point if Scopper's showing up.
I'm just trying to.
I think it just negates Emu's thing, but why would it? Yeah, why would it just be specifically? Maybe Emu's thing isn't a devil fruit.
Maybe it is just a devil fruit, and it's just like.
Or maybe it isn't.
Cause, yeah, I don't know what else it would be. Yeah.
Oh, maybe there's like. I don't know. It could be just some bullshit.
I mean, I'm assuming that's what it's going to be.
I mean,
overall.
Luffy's ability is bullshit.
Yeah,
so.
something. I'm going to just it's an awakened devil, Zoan type.
A demon fruit.
Demon fruit. Yeah.
Kind of like Blackbeard's.
Yeah.
I feel like Blackbeard's is like kind of like could be like. I'm thinking Blackbeard's like, what's this fruit called?
Dark
fruit. I'm thinking that is like we're gonna find out is like actually like some
probably because like Blackbeard's been put hardcore onto the back burner in where the story is right now, and that's happened for the last like few arcs with him, and like when he showed up on Penis Island there, that's what it looked like to fight Law. It was like the first big time he made a move in a while, and that's just one of those ones where it's like Blackbeard was supposed to be it for a hot second after the whole Whitebeard incident. He was supposed to be it, and now he's like. He's there doing stuff. He still has that grand plan.
Well, now I'm thinking because of his devil fruit, I don't think hockey there's a special hockey that can. Maybe there is one that can negate all devil fruits, but then it's just his like it. What happens when it comes in?
I think if you have strong enough hockey, you just negate the devil fruit. That's why Law couldn't move Kaido and Big Mom in his shambles. That's how Law undid the womanization devil fruit or poison.
So you just need a strong enough.
Yeah, that's what they established.
So they could still have hockey though.
I'm just wondering. I've never seen them use it, so I'm wondering if they have it or not.
But what would you think? What do you think Garland's devil fruit is?
Feeling Garland's? I don't know.
It would make sense why Shank was like, I never want a devil fruit too.
Yeah, exactly.
That would make sense too. Why he was like, I never want one of these.
I don't know, man.
Interesting. Very interesting. But then what happens when it comes? What happens when you come in contact with I'm not really interested in what happens if Blackbeard comes in contact with Emu.
That's a good question. Yeah, if he can he negate Emu's devil fruit by sucking in demon power? Because that's what his power does.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it'd be interesting. He would never do that. He would just work with Emu, and then at the end try to betray Emu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Yes, yeah, that is his MO.
But it's just so funny. I don't know. Now I'm really interested. That doesn't make sense. I remember Law was like, their hockey's too strong for me to use shambles.
Yes. And that's how he undid when he had the disease of turning into a woman from the guy with the disease fruit or whatever, the virus fruit. He undid it all and his crews.
But that's why I think they would also have hockey. It's because they would use it to like, they would be like, we're gonna use, if we, I don't know. Now I'm thinking because like if like, are you saying they couldn't have?
I'm
hockey?
wondering if I'm sorry. What I'm trying to
sense.
get to here is that I don't know what goes on with this devil fruit of emus or if it's devil fruit at all. But I'm wondering if it steals like their hockey or something like that for the exchange for the long life.
Oh.
There's a big spitball there. I'm jumping hardcore on that. I just don't think I don't feel like I haven't seen any Holy Knights use hockey.
We haven't really seen the Holy Knights do much.
Correct. Yes. But you know.
But that is true.
That's why I throw out One Piece restrictions all the time.
That is true. And hope they come. We haven't seen them do much, but that is.
The Gorosei, their eye explosion thing, I don't think that's hockey. I think that's just their part of their ability.
Eye explosion.
Remember whenever you look at them, they explode your eyes. Like Saint Saturn was doing that a bunch. The command went out to.
Yeah, but I that might be Emu's ability.
I think that the Gorosei don't actually have devil fruits. They just have whatever Emu's power is.
Oh, you don't think like those like?
I don't think those. I think Emu
fruits?
just did something to them.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because Emu turned all the giants are demons now.
Yeah. So they're like demons.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting stuff. And then you would take away their hockey, but didn't it seem like he had hockey, Saint Saturn?
Why?
Because electric black lightning that was all around him, or was that just Emu's thing?
I think part of that was the anime taking liberties, but I think that was the they do that thing where like they did to Kuma where they can just like hit you with an attack. I think that's what it is, but I don't think it's hockey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't really see any of the Gorosei use hockey in Egghead.
Not that I can remember. I'd have to go back and watch the fights. I wasn't looking for it. I don't know if the sword guy used it.
There also is times where like they use hockey in the manga and we probably don't notice it because like they just turn a sword like black or like fist like we just don't see it real quick.
And some swords are already black, which also adds a little more complication to it.
Very interesting though. That would make sense. I like the idea that Emu's taking your hockey.
Because I think like the hockey is like it's gonna be like something about like do with the soul.
Emmett's explosion there really did mess up the things, but I guess they could get rid of all devil fruits. It could have just negate the devil fruit, is what you're saying, at the time. Which then, yeah, that's Chopper probably just didn't hear it.
You feel hockey, don't you?
Chopper didn't feel it. He was protected by something.
Sure, yeah, sure.
You can't negate this is one of those things that he kind of like, I know like Oda like is probably avoiding this at all would get out, but it's like if Blackbeard negated Chopper's devil fruit, what happens?
It becomes a deer again.
Do we know?
I feel. Oh jeez.
So it's like
I feel that's what has to happen. It's Chopper because Chopper is currently in a hybrid form.
But you know what would happen? It was like Chopper just wouldn't be able to do any of his like formation, transform stuff. Yeah, forms. That's what would happen.
Yes, that would be what would happen. Yes.
Or it's like if Brook his devil fruit's negated, does he just die?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
So I think those are like those passive ones that you kind of just forget about. You're like, oh, no, nothing happens.
I don't really know how you would fix it. I'm trying to think, is there anyone? He's touched Boa, who that wouldn't matter. He's touched Ace, which that just makes him not do it anymore. Touched Luffy, which makes Luffy not that anymore. Has he touched Law's a Paramecia type? That's a good question. I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
That's going to be very interesting too, because it's like, well, do you think?
I feel like Chop just has to turn back into a deer.
So Roger, well, that means Roger. Do you think Roger he would have had a strong enough hockey to stop Emu? Because why would Emu ever have let Roger get to that island?
I just don't think they know where the island is.
Who?
Emu.
But why wouldn't Emu like ever try to stop Roger?
Oh, because his hockey's probably strong enough, yeah.
So Roger is stronger than Whitebeard.
When they fought, their hockey was equal.
Well, that's what I'm interesting to. But do you think, or maybe Whitebeard's hockey was just as strong, and also could do that because Whitebeard kind of did whatever the fuck he wanted to.
Yes.
Kaido didn't do whatever he wanted. On Wano he did, but he was just like, why would Emu stop that? He's like, yeah, do whatever, fucking hang out there, go ahead, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
But Kaido wasn't as strong as Roger or Whitebeard.
No, I'm pointing out like if I said Whitebeard did whatever he wanted, but some people could be like, whoa, so did Kaido and Big Mom. They did whatever they wanted. It's like on their island.
On their island.
Yeah.
On
Whitebeard
in their
didn't have an
territory,
island.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, he had several.
Well, I'm saying he mainly just stayed on a ship and just
yeah.
sailed around and then.
Yeah.
This whole Emu thing is very interesting because, like, what does Emu's reach? Why wouldn't Emu got more involved in things earlier? They just didn't find them important enough. You know what it was? The Luffy just wasn't established enough.
That's true. The world probably wasn't falling apart enough yet, and the Holy Land wasn't on fire.
And maybe there's also a prophecy that they were waiting for.
True, yeah, probably something like that, or all that gen. They're finally where they are. It does seem like they're finally just getting to Elbath, though. It seems like Elbath was on their list, and they were just like, all right, well, our plan with the king didn't work out, so we're just here now.
Yes.
Because, like, yeah, this is all coincidental. They're all here at the same time, right?
What?
That,
Luffy, the
Straw Hats, and then the Holy Knights.
Yeah, it's
Holy
coincidental.
Knights did not come here looking for Straw Hat
super
Luffy. It was
coincidental.
all coincidental.
Yeah. But Shanks was there like a couple days before. So.
Yeah, that was about it. Yeah. But otherwise, they were all like.
And it's a classic Luffy thing. He just shows up like he's like, I'm going to this island.
I'm here now.
And it's like, oh wait, everything has changed.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'm here at the perfect time.
Perfect time.
Yes.
So yeah, this is very interesting. Now I gotta go. I gotta go back and look at the Emmett explosion.
Yes,
of hockey.
agree, yeah.
I gotta go back.
I thought the Straw Hats were on the ship already leaving.
They were on the. They were definitely leaving. They were definitely
leaving.
leaving.
I don't even know how to like. Yeah, this is one of those ones where you're making good points and poking some holes in it because Emu felt that all the way back in freaking Marijois.
But that's the only reason why I'm thinking Emu's thing is not a devil fruit. That's what I'm always thinking is Emu's thing.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe if it's some dark black magic, I'm gonna be like, okay, we're adding another thing to the world, but whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Hockey and devil fruits is enough in my opinion, but you know.
That's a good point. That's a good
Oda's
point.
genius, so who am I to question a master?
It could be an awakened devil fruit.
Yeah, I think it's an awakened Zoan type.
It'd have to be.
Yeah.
Because that's what all the Zoan types way back when you're like, these are the worst.
Yeah, we are on record multiple times saying Zoans
everyone thought that. I don't care what anyone says. They could all day pretend that like Zoan were cool.
That was Oda's longest.
And his lobby.
Oda's longest game ever. Remember like one of the first Zoans that we saw was the guy that turned into the buffalo, or not the buffalo, the bull.
Yes.
Back on actual Drum Island. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
this is dumb.
This is stupid. This is really stupid. This is a dumb thing. And then we saw the in Impel Down, the guards were technically awakened Zoan, but it's like what happens when the devil fruit takes over the person. Is that the thing? Like, that's a thing, I guess. I was watching a video on it because who's the guy that turns into poison smoke? From Punk Hazard. Caesar. Caesar did that thing where like you remember the big poison slug? Mm-hmm, the poison slug itself was the devil fruit. He made the devil fruit itself wake up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Do you remember that devil fruit that appeared on Punk Hazard?
Yes.
What happened with that again? Do we remember? It just showed. I think.
No. That was when the slug died, and he was testing to see what happens when the devil fruit dies. It goes into the fruit nearest it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what happened to that fruit.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah,
that was an excellent question. I have no idea.
That's what I saw the guy talk about. Saw that that guy.
That awesome guy on YouTube who I really got to
talking about how evil Caesar is.
Caesar's a bad guy.
Love Caesar.
Yeah, but he's evil.
He's super.
He's super evil. He's not pathetic good. He's evil.
Yes, I would say he's not pathetic evil.
Yes, he's straight up evil.
Buggy is evil.
We'll see.
Buggy is,
he's part of the Rogers Pirates. I don't know how evil he could be.
He definitely wasn't evil then.
Roger probably might have killed people. They were pirates.
Roger could have. I doubt he did.
I doubt he did too, but I don't know.
Luffy's a pirate.
Luffy's a pirate. Roger
Zoro definitely did kill people. That's
Zoro.
True. That's actually
He was
true.
a pirate hunter too.
Yeah, but see, Buggy killed innocent people.
We don't know what they did.
That's true. They could have made fun of him.
This is gonna be Oda's longest game ever.
They could have made fun of him.
Buggy actually was finishing up Roger's like hit list of evil people.
Yeah, right.
It's out there now on video.
It's very possible. Buggy's way too selfish.
Oh, That's Archer. Yes.
But anyways, hope you enjoyed our manga / One Piece podcast episode, because we talked about One Piece for like 30 minutes.
We gave you that warning.
Thank you, Noble Nerd Nation, for listening and maybe even watching another podcast episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Davis is always posting hilarious memes on there.
Also, like and subscribe while you're at it, and leave a rating if you have some time. It helps people find the show.